guys. Welcome back, and welcome back to me. I haven't been here since before Thanksgiving, and I'm sorry. Life just kinda happened. So, I think the last video I filmed was like the week before Thanksgiving, and I had intended on vlogging. I even have little film clips of me and Nick driving down to my mom's house and all that. However, once I got there and, you see family and everything, it's just, you want to spend time with them, and filming becomes less important. And after Thanksgiving, we spent every weekend driving down to where my mom is, working on wedding stuff, and then there was Christmas parties and stuff like that. And life just kind of took over. And the biggest thing that happened one weekend was this. So I know you guys are probably catching the glare from my wonderful Christmas present from my fiance, which is a ring light. So you may be noticing some different lighting here, hopefully some better lighting. But this happened the first weekend of December. This is my master's degree diploma. I earned my master's degree and walked at graduation. So that was a big weekend where we spent a whole lot of time with family and all of that good stuff. But that's kind of an update of where we are. We're past Christmas at this point, so I wanted to start filming again for you guys because why not? Nick says that this is something that I can be really good at, and I want to see what happens. So, without further ado, let's get into probably the hardest video that is gonna be to film throughout this whole channel. Maybe not the hardest, but one of the hardest. I wanted to talk about kind of the reasons behind my diagnoses. If you are not aware, if you haven't seen my previous videos, I am diagnosed with a generalized anxiety disorder, and if you don't know what that is, go ahead and go back to that video and check out the definitions and everything. I also, back in college, was diagnosed with PTSD, and that was one of the hardest things that I've ever had to go through, and still continues to affect me to this day. That's not even something that a lot of my family knows, so if you guys are watching, surprise. I spent a lot of time in college going to the resources we had available on campus, seeing our on-campus counselors and psychologists and counselors, and I just went through a lot in college, so I'm gonna explain a little bit more why. And if you are involved in this story, I'm sorry, and it's just what happened, and it's how it affected my life, and it brought me to where I am today. I wouldn't change any of it because it taught me some hard lessons, but it is what it is. So my sophomore year of college, I got involved with a guy, let's call him Fred. I got involved with a guy named Fred, and he was my first real boyfriend, because I don't really consider guys in high school, sorry if you're watching, I don't consider you guys boyfriends or serious boyfriends, but I got involved with a guy the summer before my sophomore year of college. And the first couple of dates were great. They were the typical trying to win you over, being really sweet, the flowers, the candy, the movies, all of that. And then things changed. I was not allowed to talk to other people. I was not allowed to go anywhere without permission. Whenever I would talk to somebody that he did not want me to, he would dig his nails into the shoulder blades of my back that I still have scars on my back to this day. One night when I made a comment that was not disrespectful in my mind. I have if you know me, I have a very smart aleck attitude. I'm a very sassy person, as my fiance would say. He punched me in my lip, and I was black and blue on the inside of my mouth for a while. And I told my family that I got bitten by the dog I was babysitting. So if you guys saw that, that's what actually happened. And after a while, I got fed up with it and left. And then I met somebody else about a month later, and again, things were great for a month or so. And while this person never truly laid a hand on me, it was a lot of manipulation. And I would spend every single day at his apartment until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and go home. And my mom was upset because I was failing classes, I was missing school, I was not being the A student or the honor roll student that my parents expected me to be, and not being the person that I expected me to be. And I didn't see the issue in it because I wanted to be with him all the time, because he made it seem like if I wasn't with him, I wouldn't survive. And that's what I felt. I made him the center of my whole entire world. I would scream at my mother constantly every day, full on, at the top of my lungs, scream at her. And if you know me and my mom in a personal life, if you've seen me and my mom together, you know that my mom is one of my best friends. And I know some of you wouldn't think that that's how things should be, but she is truly one of my best friends. And we were fighting every single night when I got home, because I would have class at 8 o'clock in the morning and I was coming home at 2 a.m., 3 o'clock in the morning. And I dropped all my best friends. I had a friend since freshman year of high school, and we ended up going to the same college together. And I thought that when she told me that he wasn't right for me, I thought that she was just jealous because, I was spending time with somebody that wasn't her. And I don't think we ever fully recovered from that. We're a lot better now than we were because we're adults now. But we never truly recovered. There's still some hurt there that we never processed through. It's just kind of something we don't really talk about. And Kristen, if you're watching this, you know I love you to death, and your son, and you are one of the best friends that I could ever truly ask for, and I'm deeply sorry for what happened. I really am. You've been there for me through anything and everything, and I don't think I ever truly appreciated you for that. You took me back in a heartbeat after he left, and I don't think I ever expected you to, and you definitely didn't have to, and you did. And after this, I felt like the most worthless person on the planet, because I had thrown away my family, my friends, everybody, and when he essentially locked me out and threw me out, I didn't know where to go. I didn't think that I was welcome in my mom's house. I didn't think that I was welcome in any of my friends' house, that they would take me back, because I was such a horrible person to them, sheerly for the fact of making this guy happy. And ever since then, I have so many guards up. Even with when me and Nick started dating, because of the damage that this guy did, I didn't want to fully let him in for a very long time. And it's hard accepting people into my life ever since then. And even though he wasn't physically abusive like the guy before him, it put a dent in my self-worth even deeper than the guy before him had made. And it affected me a lot, and it still does to this day. When I flinch when somebody raises a hand, I flinch when somebody yells at me or speaks sternly to me. I don't let people put their hands on both of my shoulders because it scares me. And that has contributed to a lot of my PTSD. I'm still working through it, and I'm not sure, it's something that heals with time, and I'm still trying to figure it out. This is something that happened, oh gosh, 4 years ago? Now it's 4 years. Wow. And I still get nightmares, and I still, when I think I hear their voice in the grocery store, even though I've moved over an hour away from where either one of them lives, it still scares me. And when I see, their name pop up, or even if it's not in reference to them, it gives me a little bit of a drop in my heart. And I think the main conflict that I always had with it was my parents always taught me to be such a strong person. My dad's in the military, and my dad's a very take no bleep person, and taught me and my brother to always stand up for yourself and fight back if something's not right, and to not let somebody walk all over you. And that went against everything that he had taught me, and even my mom had taught me about respecting yourself and knowing your self-worth. And I had this internal struggle even to this day of, I just let this person do this to me out of wanting to be loved. And I think that's the hardest part about accepting it, is I let it happen to me. And while I know it's not my fault, I understand that at this point, that it's not my fault what happened to me. Those people are damaged in their own way and have a lot to work through themselves. However, I get disappointed in myself because I was taught, it was engraved in my brain not to let it happen to me, and I did let it happen to me. And there are some other things that happen that I still to this day don't talk about or bring up, and nobody truly knows except for very close friends and family. And I'm still working through it. And I think for those of you out there that are going through this, you are a lot stronger than you think you are, because it takes a very strong person to deal with this every day. You're not a victim, you're a survivor. And I want you guys to understand that. And it took me a long time to understand that myself, is that you are not the lamb, you are the lion. And you are surviving. And you are thriving. Even though you may deal with this every day, even though you may think about it every day, it gets better. And I want you guys to know that, because I went through a time after where I thought that maybe I didn't deserve to live because it was easier not to deal with it. And I went through a very dark time, and I want you guys to realize I don't feel that way about myself anymore, and I don't want anybody to feel that way if you have gone through this, because you deserve to live. Their problems are not on you. The way they treated you was on them. It's not on you. No matter, because I made a smart aleck comment, I didn't deserve to be hit after that. That wasn't my fault. If you have an issue with what somebody says, you tell them. You don't hit them on the mouth. And it took me a long time to realize that, because I thought that it was my fault. Because I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have talked to my male friends. I said that to myself. I shouldn't have talked to my male friends. That's the only reason that he got upset with me, that he hurt me. And that's not the case. You live your life how you live your life, and if they can't accept that, they don't truly love you. The only reason somebody should have for telling you to keep away from somebody is if these people hurt you. And it took me a long time to learn that lesson. And now I'm with somebody that could not care less if my friends are male, female, aliens, animals, stuffed animals. He doesn't care. He loves me for me. And it's the best thing that's ever happened to me, because I can be myself and be happy with myself. And it doesn't matter, because he loves me. He loves me, not, what I am for him. And if you have anything going on in your life right now that you think you cannot tell anybody, that you're scared to tell somebody, please message me. I can talk you through it. I can give you resources. I don't mind being that person to tell you that you need to be you and focus on you, okay? So if you have anything that you need to talk about, please feel free to drop a comment below. Send me a private message. I don't care. There's resources on the down bar below, or the info box below, that give you access to my Instagram that I set up for this channel. There's an email address below for my channel. Feel free to send me an email or message me on Instagram. I promise you I will answer you. And if you want me to tell them to back off, believe me, I will. Give me their number. I'll text them myself. I'm not afraid. I want to be a voice for those of you that feel like you don't have a voice, because I for so long didn't have one, and I know how it feels. So please, if you need it, message me. I'm here 24/7. I might be sleeping, but I'll get to you in the next couple hours, okay? I promise you. So now that I'm back, let's do this again. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell so you get alerted every time I post a video, because believe me, I promise you I'll be posting more frequently. So do all those things that YouTubers tell you to do, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.